one store, a food store, selling two kinds of food.
No. That's,
So what you're saying, one store selling ice cream and pizza?
Yeah,
Oh, no, that would be considered one use, I'm sorry.
okay. Yeah. And when you say...
I was just going to say, what the heck?
I'm sorry, I thought you meant two different stores.
No,
with
it's
two
okay, I'm
different
sorry.
uses.
And this section 5-1.2A, what does that apply to? Does that apply to businesses and residences?
No, that would be limited just to
5.12A?
the businesses.
Businesses, okay. All right. Well, I would suggest you might focus on the use of the word occupants and residents, because they're two different things. And sometimes you use the word occupant, and sometimes you say resident. For example, a doctor in an office building is not a resident, but he is occupant, and he's not an employee or a patron. So you might want to...
Well, I think that was one of the things, is that when the law firm that represents them looks at our code,
Yeah.
our code has been in existence for 100 years. So what happens is there's, language that may not be,
Consistent.
and as we move forward and things get challenged in courts and language becomes more specific, they felt there was a little tightening that should be done on some of the other things. As I said, they're entitled to ask for that with their application. I think we're looking at the bigger picture here
Okay,
as opposed
so
to...
I won't waste your time.
Thank you. Have a
you.
nice evening. Ma'am?
My name is Linda Delasho, and I live at 142 Oakland Avenue, and Lou and Ray are my neighbors. So I've been kind of updated on where you are.
I wasn't keeping Lou and Ray from coming to the microphone.
That's okay.
All right.
That's okay. I wouldn't want you to put them in their seat, no. But there are 4 points that I think that I would like you to consider. You've come and knocked on my door, and I always appreciated that small-town feel when you came and introduced yourselves to me and asked for my support. And I'd like to keep that small-town feel. And I think that changing the zoning and putting in a building that's towering over, regardless of what can be put there, I would like you to be the watchdog for me to keep that small-town feel. So I would like the aesthetics of my town to be kept there. When you walk into Crestwood, you get a certain feeling when you step off the train. It's charming, and I'd like it to remain that way. Another point is the traffic. I don't see how anyone could put any type of building in that area that's going to give us more traffic. If you've ever gone through Crestwood in the morning, it's dangerous. There are commuters rushing to the train. It's dangerous. Not to mention the children. The children who live in that area do not qualify for busing to Eastchester schools, and they walk. And when they walk up the street, as you know, we tried to get speed bumps on Oakland Avenue there. The people are very rushing. So now people are going to try and avoid going through town, and they're going to cut through on Oakland Avenue and the surrounding streets to avoid that. And that's just going to wreak havoc for the school children and for people who live on those streets. I know that you spoke to the burden on the schools, and you estimate 3 children. And I would like to see the study. The second gentleman who came up seemed to have more relevant data to Eastchester. It's great what they do in Garden City, but that means nothing to us here in Eastchester. So I would like to see some relevant data to that. I also think that the schools should have some input into that, because they do a lot of long-range studies and planning to determine future enrollment. And I sit on the PTA for Eastchester, and I can tell you that our school the facilities are at capacity. And of course, bonds have been voted down. And yeah, it might be 3 more children, but that's 3 more children in a school that can't accommodate the children they already have. And I think that you can't ignore that. And the 4th thing is the burden on our town infrastructure. Whatever building would be put in that place, that's more burden on us. You have the police department, you have the garbage pickup. Who's paying for all of that? Well, we are. And yes, there's going to be an increase in tax revenue, but there's also going to be an expenditure on that. And I just don't know that it's going to all work out as nicely as we'd like it to be. So I hope that you would consider the fact that, we have a small town, we'd like to keep it that way. We don't want to put an undue burden on the taxpayers. And, we put you there to watch out for us, and I hope that you will do that.
Thanks.
Okay.
let us know who you are and where you're from.
Yes, my name is Denise Cubita, 54 Dale Road, Eastchester, New York. And you know, Dale Road is the road that leads into Columbus Avenue. I concur with the woman that just spoke. I have a great concern, and a lot of my neighbors have a great concern about the traffic and the overcrowdedness in the area. I love Crestwood. I think it's quaint. I think it's charming. And I think if you add 26 units for people to live there, it's going to lose that character and charm. And besides that, the traffic, we don't have any sidewalks where we are. And on Oakland, there's no sidewalks. And you're talking about more cars, and we have to worry about the children. We've had many accidents on Dale Road, many accidents where the cars have been hit, and it's because it's highly trafficked. And I have a great concern about that. And I really wish that all of you consider it. Thank you.
Thank you. Come on, stick your hand up before Lou is going to keep jumping around in the back there.
How you doing? My name is Jerry Houlihan. I own the building right next door to the development. I think the project overall looks like a good project. I also think that it's possible.
Actually, we heard from you last month also.
Right.
All right, so you got to be brief.
Okay. I also think it might be possible there'll be less traffic between the gas station and the people parking at Rick's gas station. The gas station probably has 20 cars an hour, I'm guessing, because of the pumps there. And then Rick has about 60 or 70 spots. So I think at peak time, it's very possible there could be less traffic. I'm sure these gentlemen could probably tell you. But overall, if you look what happened on Main Street and the improvements on Main Street, I think that this could be similar. I think it could be good for Crestwood.
Thank you, sir. Ma'am?
Hi, I'm Kelly Pape, 48 Dale Road. In 13 months between last January and this January, I lost 4 cars getting hit. The traffic is unbearable. You can't move down in Crestwood at any time during rush hour if you go down there. And to try to even find a parking space, you have to go around the block 4 to 5, 6 times sometimes just to find a parking space now. The problem is with the train station is you have people from Hartsdale, Scarsdale, and New Rochelle that come down and use the Crestwood train station because it's cheaper to get off at Crestwood than it is anywhere else. So they're coming here from all over. And if you put that apartment building in, you're just adding to it because you're taking away the parking spaces of the people that are parking there for the train, and now they're going to have to get driven down there, and the traffic is just going to be ridiculous.
A lot of them are commuters, though. I don't want to have a debate on that. I know they're going to be gone, a lot of them.
You're right. The first time it got hit by a kid that lived on Fisher Avenue. The second time it got hit from somebody that was going down to Crestwood train station. But each time I lost 2 cars with the accidents in 13 months. My other neighbor lost a car also, and another neighbor lost 2 cars in the middle of the night. These are residential people coming in late, and sometimes it is commuters. But it's just ridiculous, the amount of traffic that we're getting in a small area, and there's only 2 ways out, down Dale Road or up Fisher or down Columbus. And they're not, it can't handle that kind of traffic that you're putting into that area.
Thank you.
So John, I have a question. Actually, for anybody who could possibly answer this, how many commuter spaces would be lost by this project? How many commuters who are parking in that lot now would have to move and find new spaces?
Ma'am? No? 60. You?
60?
What's there now? How many people? Yeah, how many gas station commuter spots are out there?
Between 20 and 25 at any given time.
Really, that's it?
That's it.
Come on, Rick packs that in there, man. Anyway, whatever. We'll get a better answer on that. Get the building department to get us an answer on that. Sir?
Mr. Kelly Payne.
Okay.
My condolences to all you politicians and lawyers, because boy, it ain't a good day to be a lawyer or a politician. With that being said, what's the environmental situation with the gas stations? And I'm talking under the ground.
Yeah, that would be on the EAF, which is the environmental assessment form that they'd have to fill out. Have the tanks been removed already?
What's the soil like?
On one of the lots, but not on the other.
What happens
What's
is,
the soil like?
I don't know, I was just going to tell you, when any type of development occurs, if they start opening the grounds, there was a former gas station, perfect example is where the squash court is. If they, once you open up the ground, the DEP has to come down and that analyze what's going on, where there was a gas station. When they found at the former gas station over there that there was contaminated soil, the applicant, the owner of that facility, is responsible to remove all of the dirt, all of the contamination that's underneath that. So actually it wound up being a better situation for the people who live next door to it than, what was going on underneath their homes, so.
I'm just going to reiterate what my wife said about the traffic. I know I've been down at Crestwood Station at rush hour anywhere from 5:30 to 7. It's a madhouse down there now. We have lost quite a few cars. I think if you go up on Dale Road, about 50 to 75% of the people have had a car hit. It's getting worse and worse. I can only think that the apartment building is going to do something worse to that. I also think about the Main Street project and how long that took. And there's still buildings over there that are out, that haven't been rented. I look at Mr. Capelli in New Rochelle. Mr. Capelli has also been stymied. I don't know if right now, with the recession the way it is it a good idea to put something down there? Maybe in ideal times, but today, that building could sit there and be unoccupied for quite some time. And then there's no tax coming in, and it's just going to sit there. You got Roberto's across the street that's out. You've got apartments up on Fisher Avenue that are for rent. There are buildings all over that are either people have just gotten up and walked away from, or they're not even, buying. Banks have gotten very, very tight with their money as far as mortgages go. I don't know. I just don't think it's a good idea to build something right now in that particular spot.
Thank you,
Thank you
sir.
very much.
Lou, come on up, Lou.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. To 138 Oakland Avenue. I'm sorry I was late. I was at the Greenville Spring Concert. Is Mr. Fish here? Hi, how are you? How you doing? I just want to know if you were a fertility doctor with the 3 kids that you estimate, because I don't get that. I just don't get that. Since the last meeting, when you start noticing more and more things, and on Mother's Day, I went to go to Martine's, and my kids like black and whites. The bakery over there wasn't one spot. Just let me finish before you interrupt.
I didn't say a thing, Lou. I didn't say anything.
That was Mother's Day. I went to Crestwood Day, and from what I understand, the egress is going to be next to this lady's house. Am I correct? I don't know. Is it there?
Fisher.
That double yellow line? No?
No.
Oh, it's not there? Okay.
Next to Miss Chavon's house?
Yeah, to the left of the Korean church,
I
in
think
between
there's a-
First Stop, in between,
Isn't there another building there? I don't know. I think it's
there's
between the
another
other building. I think there's a building between
oh,
her
okay.
and the
Oh, maybe I'm wrong, I don't know.
Am I wrong?
It's like a 5-family house, I think, there.
Is the
Oh,
five
okay,
family
all right,
next
okay.
to her?
It's
All right,
on
and then,
Fisher Avenue.
I'm just throwing things out. And then I noticed, I had my son's communion Saturday, and I had people over my house, and I think it was 9 cars total that came to my house. And I'm looking, I'm saying, even when I just got married, we rented an apartment that was about 750 square feet. My wife had me lost in Yonkers there for a year, but we had 2 cars. And my question to each trustee is, how many cars do you own, Trustee Ekman?
2.
2.
2.
2. So we have 26 units.
With 2
Right.
cars. How many kids did you have when you were in your 750 square foot apartment?
Well, I'll get to that.
I'm just curious.
We didn't. I was just married. We didn't have one.
Okay, I just needed to know, Lou.
Okay, but that's besides the point, because there was other people in that same apartment that had 1 or 2 kids, right? So what I'm saying is, most people have 2 cars, and we have 26 units. The congestion is out of control. Every major artery that we go through in this town, and we all drive through to make a left or right, whether you're down Marbledale, wherever you're going. it's insane that you have to wait. Coming down my block on Oakland Avenue is unbelievable. Again, I'm going to bring up the speed bumps, but okay, we didn't get them, that's fine. But they're still doing 40, 45 going down my block. Now, if you think for 1 minute putting 26, which I think is 52 cars, and I'm just going to throw a number, 10 to 15 children, at $22,000 a year to educate them. I just want to repeat that. We're headed for trouble here. This is way no good. And as far as more traffic with business, I don't buy that. Businesses close at 5, 6 o'clock. They're not open on Sundays. If you put 26 condominiums, you're talking 24/7 in and out. Now, we already have a policeman always at rush hour in the morning and the afternoon. Am I correct? For the traffic, for the trains?
The evening,
Just the
definitely.
evening?
Just the evening? Yeah,
Just the evening? Well, you're going to have to put another one on the other corner, and then you're probably going to have to go up to Oakland and Fisher over there. Well, I'm just saying,
Why?
the amount
Let me
of
know.
traffic that you're going to have if you do put condos,
You
is
think
what I'm
if
saying. Yeah.
I'm not looking to fight with you.
No, I'm not either. I'm just,
You think if 26 units are across the street that have 2 parking spaces for every unit,
I said 2 cars, right?
and I'm saying
Yeah.
2 parking spaces for every single
Right.
unit that's
Right.
there,
Right.
you think they're driving across the street?
No, I didn't say that.
No,
Those-
so what I'm saying is,
Right.
who's going to be increasing the amount of,
Well, if you didn't understand what I was
Traffic.
saying, like Mother's Day, communions, birthday parties,
Yeah, but you
things
were
of
just
this
saying
nature.
every
Wait,
day of the week,
Wait, wait,
so-
wait. No. Let me finish. What I'm saying, people come to visit, they come to park, right?
Okay.
Where are they parking? Thanksgiving, where are you going to park, right? I mean, let's look at the whole picture, right? And what you're doing is you're pushing more traffic down Oakland, Highview, Dale, Columbus. These are the things that are going to happen.
okay.
All right? And just one last thing. I don't know how we get 3 kids again, right? Now, I also know when I went tonight to the spring concert, that one of the main things was obviously to see our children. But you have a vote coming up, right, for the bond, all right? Which is very important.
The budget.
The budget, sorry. Adding extra kids, like my neighbor Linda said, I just don't buy the 3. So what I'm asking the trustees is really, again, common sense here. It's not going to work with the condos. That's all I'm saying. I thank you. I'm not looking to argue. But 2 cars each, right? You each own 2 cars each, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, just a point of clarification I think might be worth throwing out. When I first got married, we had a 2-bedroom apartment in Riverdale, 1 car. When we were expecting our first child, we moved to Riverdale, to Tuckahoe, in a house. So I think the comparable to say that these are small 2-bedroom apartments or automatically get 2 cars, I think that, I'm not sure there's a basis for that. So I just want to make sure we get a little different perspective
I
on
was
that.
just giving you my opinion. I wasn't giving you...
I think we're all on board with the fact that anything that would occur there would need to have 2 parking spaces.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think that's pretty much seems to be a consensus of everybody that's going on. Ray, and then we'll call Mr. Austin up. I see Mr. Austin's hand popped up over there.
Good evening. My name is Ray Mazziosi. I live at 136 Oakland Avenue. I want to congratulate my friends and neighbors for attending tonight because I think you'll see and they understand how important this issue is. At the last meeting, I posed a question when I first came up here. My question was, what is the benefit of doing this rezoning for the residents of the village of Tuckahoe? It was a very simple question, and I don't think it was properly answered. I'm thrilled over the fact that the number of units that are being planned to be developed and the size of them have been stated much more clearly now. Last time, if my recollection serves me well, it was 500 square feet, or 520 in that neighborhood, and it's magically grown to over 900. I'm going to be reiterating a lot of things that have been said before. Among those things are the schools and taxes. Why do people move to this Eastchester School District? They move here, guess what, because of the school system, because it is a superior school system. It's an expensive school system also to run, approximately, according to Westchester Magazine, $22,000 per student. We are told that to expect no more than 3 students from the 21 two-bedroom apartments. Who's the second bedroom